All right. Picking up where we left off at. We was at the scene where what's her name? Splendid. Just crazy because your boy Joe, I was telling y'all, Morton Salt. Then her name is Splendid. It's Splendid. Then you got my damn phone there. Give me 1 second. But I found this interesting. So this shit is deep, man. I'm glad I didn't go all the way. Well, it don't matter because I think I'm gonna do another. I'm gonna finish this one off. I'm gonna do like an overview. And that overview will probably be about an hour or two, something like that. Nothing major, just cause the movie is so involved within itself. I don't want to take too long in each video. You see the last motherfucker was like 10 hours. Excuse me. I'm tired. I want to wait and do this shit. I want to kind of correspond when I started this video with I want to do it at night around the time to correspond with where we at in the movie. So excuse me if I had to put the coffee juice on and shit. Excuse me if I do a lot of that, yawning and shit. But I just found it interesting. His name, he's named after the salt, and then his favorite girl is named after order some sugar. Well, with the Splendor, the artificial sugar joint Splendor. But her name's Splendid, but it's close enough. Splendor. I remember this shit. Well, I ain't gonna say remember. I know it's probably still out there. It was always something we never, just another version of Sweet and Low. If you can see that shit, let me see. Splendor, but you pull it up, guys. So Splendor, or whatever. I just found that interesting. But yeah, we'll start back there. Like I said, she was laying on the mat where she was when they finally set her down or laid her out. And if you look at the scene, it'd be her laid flat with her belly out, which would look like this. Now, like I said, she they were saying the baby, she was still breathing, but the baby had died. So another thing, way you can look at that too is, okay, because once all these go up, it's gonna, another mound is gonna form right here. The same way we had this one right here, that went up, now the second went up, and then once like I was showing y'all in the last video, once this disconnects from this and the light starts to retract up, it's gonna leave that mound behind with a little bit of light still in it, with a little light right there. So her laying flat with the bed, and even when you get the movie, you'll see it's gonna resemble this right here. And he's gonna say the girl's still breathing. Cause really within the movie, so I was kind of getting sleepy last time, so I think I was tripping, but I didn't get to go deep into it. But the reason he was saying she was still breathing, this is the tomb of Osiris as well. So the light would be symbolically dead while it was sitting in the inactive, in so many words, because it's covered. Remember, each one of these could go up, they dropping melanin down, and then when when that first light go up, it's gonna drop that melanin in between. Cause like I said, get a little closer. That little cord in between this right here and this right here, which would be right there. When the light goes up, the little slivers on the side, the melanin is gonna fall and cover up the hole that would be, or the little pinhole that would be right here. And so it'll be like it's covering up the tomb or whatever. So it was saying she was still breathing, but it's gonna be another scene coming up where your girl Furioso, she gonna say don't breathe, and that's gonna be when the earth is freeze up. But we'll get to that in a minute. But the reason he's saying she's still breathing and the baby's not is because even once this go up and the tomb is covered up, it's still activity going up because all the lights retracting and going up in here. So when it says she's still breathing, it's basically saying you can look at this, you can look at the retraction process as this right here inhaling or pulling up. So what else? Like I say, when I was saying earlier in the last video, you can learn you when you look at a lot of due to you know, the white man controlling media and majority of the material you see on television or whatever is coming from his mind. You know, we got, you know, black people got their stuff as well, but just like you will see a black, like John Singleton and Right Boys in the Hood, which would be a reflection of what we're going through. So you'll look at that and you'll be like, okay, black people selling crack, they gang in the hood, they gang banging. Or we'll say it's a reflection of South Central, Bloods, Crips. That's our plight or whatever being reflected through the movie or whatever, or even the TV show, which was short-lived, South Central, which your boy had Lorenz Tate in it. They cut that show real quick though, like, cause they got too intense. It's like it was going on because, and then I think it was that one scene where, and I'm not saying it's the reason why, but I'm just putting two and two together. I know the last episode I remember seeing that was, and I think it was some controversy around it. Is when he was, cause you know he was playing O-Dog, but it was a good move because you know Menace to Society had just came out, so it was like it was after Menace to Society, so Menace to Society had came out. So you know he had the braid, which is a lot of people, but that's where I got my. When you look at some of my old pictures when I had my braids and shit, because I had the sides faded and I had the braids coming down the side or whatever, like O-Dog. That's what I had. That's why I got the idea to get mine like that from. But so you know, even though you know the movie was about Kane, but you know he. O-Dog was like the show star. He was like a show stealer because he was the wild, loud wire. Woo, woo. So when they made the came out with the TV show that was on Fox which was South Central, it was a smart move because they had him in it with the braids and everything. So even though he wasn't playing O-Dog in that series, just due to the imagery from the Menace to Society, it was automatically going to garner interest or whatever. But I think I'm not sure. Don't quote me on this, but if I'm not mistaken, if my memory serves me correct, you know, now. You can have 1,000,001 white shows where they shooting cop shows and war shows where they busting out with guns and woo woo. But soon as you put a nigga, you show some nigga reality. It's this is too controversial, and this is in my memory serving correct. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying. You have to do but I know that the show didn't last too long. It looked like it was gonna be a good show, but he ain't got to some. He was the main character, but he wasn't like, if you look at him. Of course, when you look at him, you gonna automatically think Old. But in the South Central TV show, he wasn't necessarily a bad kid. He was just in the growing up in the hood or whatever, just dealing with the shit that was going on around him or whatever. I think it was one episode where he had something had happened that made him have to go, feel like he had to get a pistol or whatever. And he got to it with some niggas on the bus or something. Been a while since I seen it. But they a little bit after that, they I think that was like, if that wasn't the last episode, it probably like 1 or 2 other episodes. And then they pulled the plug on that shit. So but I was just saying that to say that would be like a reflection or display of nigga plight. But on the flip side, if you watch like I said, it's one I can tell you in particular, Mike and Molly, but it was Mike and Molly, which is a good show. I need to get the box set to that because there's some shit I had a channel came through and I was watching that shit one time, and which I had already was weaning off of regular dairy milk, but I don't know. I seen some shit on there. I wait till I'm gonna get the box set, and then cause I can't remember when I pull up on that episode, I just come back and put it inside another video or whatever, and break it down. But basically to show y'all how milk causes a mucus buildup fast too. It's like a lot of times you may be sick or you may be coughing up a lot of mucus, or you might have a lot of you might get boils or something. If you drink milk, dairy milk, and these things happen to you and shit, it's a good chance. Cause I'm shit. I had like right now I got a tooth in the back of my goddamn mouth. That's like a piece of it motherfucker came off or whatever. Brush your goddamn teeth, kid. Keep your shit good, man. You don't want to be like your boy. My shit is not terrible, but it could be better. But anyway, so I got like a piece of one of my teeth chipped off or whatever in the back. So I don't drink dairy milk or whatever. But but even this showed me I'm gonna just stop that shit. But every now and then when I cook, but actually I use almond milk or whatever. But I just so happen to didn't have nothing to use some fucking regular milk. Put in my egg. I like to whip my eggs up with put milk in my eggs and whip them up before I scramble them. I ate that shit. I did that about 2 or 3 days in a row, and next thing you know, my shit that tooth fed, the gum around that motherfucker was swole as fuck and sore. So I mean, what the fuck going on? And I'm not stupid ass. I know better because I knew this shit before I know what the damn dairy milk shit do. So I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I was like, well, man, for some stupid reason, I be thinking, well, maybe I ain't gonna drink it. I'm cooking it. It's gonna be all right, but nah, my shit swole up. No sir. So I said, yeah, but anyway, but I know Mike and Molly in particular, and it's a couple more shows I can see if I can think of another one. But I use that as an example. But it was like 2 or 3 more shows where some, it's about white couples or whatever, where they had a few episodes that was based around them having a problem with having kids or whatever. So when you hear people say, well, white folks are having problems having kids, or they at a 0.1 birth rate or whatever, it's not just niggas saying. When you look at certain sitcoms, you will see I've seen a considerable amount of sitcoms where people were dealing with that, where white people were dealing with that or whatever. So they'll show you with it. They'll show you. You will see that reflected within American sitcom, art imitating life or whatever. So plus later on, when they getting ready to ride back down to the Citadel, which is the mountain Kilimanjaro, which reminds me, when they getting ready to ride back down there though, one of the girls goes, because they trying to figure out, they basically sizing up the situation. So Immortan Joe them, they gonna know Immortan Joe them ain't at the Citadel or whatever. Immortan Joe them, they gonna be off to get up to the Citadel. Well, it's gonna be basically this gonna be the Citadel. If you gonna look at my series Star Power video, or you can Sambo video, it's gonna say he must produce a city. This is the city. This is what they talking about. The city. This is called the SID. The SID. This is where you get your term city from. Because you gotta get what is a city? A city is a central area or metropolis. So you have your big cities in it. You take a state, right? You have a big city, which would be the main or the metropolis, the main area, and then you have like little towns around it. Then you go down, go to another big city. This would be this is where it comes from. The city, the Citadel, or the city, the Sid. What is called when you look at ancient Egypt, light of the world, you'll read about the Sid mound. But anyway, the Citadel. So I'll wait to go into further detail when we get to the scene where they getting ready to start going back down. But I'll just give you this right now. She's gonna say, one of the girls gonna say, ain't nobody left in the Citadel, but war pups and sick war boys. The sick war boy, remember I told you earlier, on the other video, when they chasing Max through them tunnels, that represents them in the scrotum. That represents sperm in the scrotum, with Max being the lead sperm cell, and the war boys chasing them. It's like weaker versions of him, or weaker cells, the ones that don't make it or whatever. So if you was to look at the Citadel as, because eventually the girl's gonna take it over, but when you look at it when you look at it throughout the movie, or how it is mostly throughout the movie, who's the ruler of it? Your boy Immortan Joe. So it'll be like this. So it'll be like Immortan. It'll be like basically a representation of Immortan Joe's testicles or his scrotum or whatever, which would be sterile or whatever. So instead of having the baby, he couldn't make the baby. It's like, well, they got it to, well, the baby that he's impregnated with dies or whatever, just like or just to give you an example of the baby didn't make it or whatever because of the sterility. You see what I'm saying? Line it up with the soot typhon thing or whatever. So so point one, but he got the other girl So one of them die, one of the kids die, but then you got the other girl who's pregnant by him, the one who said that is that wind or furious fixation. But you're not gonna find out that she pregnant till later on down. We'll get to that part, but so I don't know. They probably try to play on that because the original Mad Max, the one that came out the original first three, it was three of them. It's Mad Max. Then I think it's Mad Max the Road Warrior. Then it's Mad Max Beyond the Terror Dome. The Dome. I ain't never seen this shit yet, but I just the one Beyond the Terror Dome. That's the one with Tina Turner in it. Tina Turner. See these people. These motherfuckers. Look, this shit is out of control, man. Not like, I mean in a good way, but these people are not fucking around with these movies, man. I'm telling you, like, I'm looking at. I'm just finish up with Tina Turner, tattoo, the tat cross T. These people be doing. They don't think they just went and got her. We just want Tina Turner. No, these motherfuckers know what they're doing because when you leave, even the old ones is dealing with this shit. That's for another day though. Cause even the M's. This is your M. Boom. Boom. M. So this would be a W but an upside down M or whatever. So if you want to get jiggy, you can spell anything with this shit, cause this is where the letters and shit really come from. But M. Then you got your A, which is Osiris. A is the letter for Osiris. And then you got your D. And you got your M, A, X. Or, yeah, I probably should have done it with this one. It's been a little bit more. But, like I said, this is where your alphabets and shit come from. If you really pay attention, break it down. But that's another story. Well, I'm finna go with that shit. Boom, boom. Oh, that's what I was saying. So yeah, so ain't no telling what's gonna come of that because it's three of the other ones from the old school. So now this one will be the first one. The last one they did was the Pterodon one. I think that was like 85. So this one right here is like the now I did a little research. This one is the well, I got the backstory on it. This one here is the aftermath, but I have to see the third one though. I just did a little research on the first Mad Max, but this one is the aftermath. You still see motif from the old ones, but this is the aftermath of the old versions of the Mad Max. So you got this one, the second, the one that just came out over this past summer. It's about it take you back into the Furioso when she got kidnapped or whatever, or whatnot. So I don't know if they'll come out with a third one, but if they do, it'll probably pick up from the one I'm doing now, and maybe who knows the more than I don't know what they with the baby, because like I say, the Splendor died. Well, her kid, and we don't even know what happened with Splendor because they never said whether she died or not. But the baby did. But the other girl, uh, the other blonde girl with the blue eyes, she was pregnant as well. So um, who knows what's gonna happen with that? But we'll get on back to this right here. Yeah, now I'm pumped up. Yeah, I'm ready now. Had to, around this time, because I was really supposed to do this shit over the summer, but shit just kept happening. But it's, it's hard to do a lot of shit around this time of the year because it's like I say, the sun is going beneath the earth or whatever, so it's like the vinyl, a lot of this excuse, around this time, I be, at least me personally, I'm tired a lot, so I be having to really, it's in between what September, in between September and I say no, and around in between September and Thanksgiving, for some reason, it'd be hard for me to keep my eyes open if I had to get up and if I just sit here and try to watch TV and shit, I'd be dozing off. No matter how I can go to sleep at 10 o'clock tonight, get a good 8 hours sleep, wake up. Shit, by 10, 11 o'clock that morning, if I'm trying to watch a movie or something, I be dozing off. I had to get up and stay, cause this, this, like I was telling you, the sun, which is where we get our energy from. It ain't at its most potent state. Yeah. So yeah. Excuse me. So we did that, pulling the baby out. Woo woo. Now we gonna come back. I had some came to me today. Show you how all this shit coming together. Blowing my fucking mind, to be honest with you. I'm like, shit, this shit is off the chain, off the hizzle bulb around this motherfucker. I'm like, man, this shit really is kind of humbling. I get to sit down and be, I like to know what the fuck going on, and this should be so off the chain. I'd be sitting down like, man, what the fuck is going on around here? Shit, this is crazy. But yeah, we'll get to that part. I mean, I don't want to spoil it. We'll let it happen in order, but we're gonna get deep into that in just a minute. So, all right, he pulled the baby out. Woo. He tells Rictus. Now Rictus is Rictus is Immortan Joe's son. So I think the dude named is John, the people leader. He tells him when he pulled the baby out, he was like, Rictus, you had a baby brother. And so Rictus was like, I had a baby. Well, John said, well, you had a baby brother. He was perfect in all ways. And then Rictus was like, I had a baby brother. He was perfect in all ways. Blah blah blah. So that was that. Now now we take it back to now you got Okay, yeah, your boy. He said, your boy. Let me see. I did write them damn names down. What's Bullet Man name? Let me see. Chief Frazzle, the Dag. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go and match the names up and come back and do but let me find it right here. Okay, the bullet. Yeah, that shit. I was calling the Bullet Man, but the bullet form. Your boy. And like I said, you got to pay attention to this shit. See, this is what I was trying to tell you. They showing you that. See, Immortan Joe is the ruler of the land of the movie, right? But this is showing you the flip of this shit. So it's just like us. We the thugs. They look. See now they look. They take the. That's what I'm telling you about. This shit is about niggas in the ghetto. Cause when you think about niggas in the ghetto, what you think? Oh, thug niggas, criminals, woo woo, right? But in all actuality, we are. So just like I was telling y'all in the last video, the bullet former, they got him with the bullets. They got him with the bullet wig, the bullet. You know, he Osiris, like I say, you see Osiris like this right here with the crook and the flail, the X. So I was telling you about the X with the crook and the flail. They got him with but instead of crook and the flail, he got the bullets forming an X or whatever. Osiris is the judge. He represents justice. Him and Mayat, they represent justice, right? So they got the bullet former, but the bullet former is down with Immortan Joe, which is Soot. It's just like today. The government today, they pose themselves as the law or the voice of justice or whatever you want to call it. But in all actuality, that's why the world fucked up, because it's a fake justice or whatever. But the niggas that's really supposed to that's really of the Osirian energy are the real just people, are the ones in the ghetto, or the hood niggas of America that look at as thugs and shit. So if I walk in, so let's just say I walk in Buffalo Wild Wings or some shit, right? Or some restaurant. And I walk in like this, they're gonna be like, oh shit. And me and some old niggas walk in, and look at these damn thug niggas. Had the best, pure-hearted people, you know, just like myself, but just based off of how they portrayed our image in the media and all that shit, you would look and say, oh, this nigga here is a thug. He just and when we say I'm a thug, but it's just like podcast. When I say I'm a thug, I'm not saying I'm a thug because I want to rob you or rape you. You can say I'm a thug because I'm from the gutter and I'm still here. So. And it goes back to the original concept of the thuggies. That's some Indian shit. The thuggies are kind of like the thuggies or the gypsies. These were the motherfuckers who got all their shit stolen from the white man. So you ain't got nothing left to do but steal. But when I'm stealing, I'm stealing my shit back. That's just like. As like Bobby said, he be like, shit, you know, not saying you go out there and not saying go out there and put yourself at home, or not trying to get nobody to go out there and risk going to jail or some shit. But when you see a motherfucker, a nigga or something, stealing because they hungry and shit, go in the store and steal some shit because they hungry. They like, man, it's the last resort or whatever. Shit, they not necessarily wrong because the fucking store they stealing out of probably built off some slave money, old slave money, based off of land stolen from niggas and niggas having some shit from way back. So it's like, is they really wrong or are they stealing their own shit back? Or, you know what I'm saying? And then you lock a motherfucker up, they be like, well, what happened? Oh, bro, man, I was hungry than a motherfucker, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I usually don't steal, but I had to do something. You know what I'm saying? Whoop whoop or shit like that. So, but the whole while, this motherfucker might be a good person, just under fucked up circumstances. So, it's all twisted up. So it's like, uh, just like Pac and Biggie and shit. You be like, well, I was finna say I don't want to put words in her mouth. But so I'll just say you look at like Pac and Biggie like we need justice for Pac and Biggie. We need to find their killers and woo woo. And it's like, well, I mean that's cool on one hand, but I guess you can go with the old saying they gonna bring them back. And these motherfuckers, and really, yeah, you can look at it as justice. And but at the same time, the motherfucking system that's gonna penalize them, we don't necessarily look at these motherfuckers as no just people. Like I said, look at me. The motherfuckers locked me up. I did 6.5 years for some shit I had absolutely, positively nothing to do with. I'm talking about it ain't no wrong place at the wrong time type of shit. No, where he knew some shit or just straight up malarkey. In the fucking paperwork when I went to trial, the motherfucking lady that said I robbed her, the bitch in the police report, in the dispatcher, when she called her dispatcher, she told him she got robbed by 2 dudes standing 5'9". That's on the phone call. When he sent the robbery division out to talk to her face to face, she said the same thing. I'm 5'3". You know what I'm saying? So we go to trial. My lawyer, which I kind of understand, but it was some flaky shit with that too. But that's another story. Cause in my mind, she never told me this shit. Like I know I was innocent, so that's just point blank. But I look at her funny because my mind's like, why you never told? I didn't find out what I just told you until I got the fucking trial. Did I get the trial? She come out the gate was like, this is an open and shut case, and I'm finna show you why. And she was like, my client is 5'3". This lady said she got robbed by 2 dudes standing 5'9". Your boy, the dispatcher got on the stand and said, yeah, we got the call. She said 2 dudes, 5'9". Then the dude that they sent out to the chief of robbery division, the person they sent out to talk to her face to face, got on the stand and said, yep. She said 2 dudes, 5'9". She get on the stand and say she never said that. So they were like, well, what did you say? Well, I said, because she was like my height, a little shorter than me or some shit. So they was like, well, I said he was. So they was like, well, if you never said that, what did you say? She said, well, I said they was my height. That's perjury for one, because you got 2 elements of the law saying 5'9". Got the shit. When you call, they typing in everything you saying, and then this dude come out there and you talk to him and he writing down what you saying. So they got this shit documented. But yet and still, how the fuck I get, like, I understand what I was fucked up with her, but I was like, well, goddamn, I've been fighting this case for like, I think I fought the case for like, I fought it for, well, a year and some change. And I think I ended up getting her like after I had been in there about like 4 or 5 months, about 4 months, 3 or 4 months. So she had a good like 8 or 9 months with me before I actually went to trial or whatever. And was in between that was trying to get me to cop out and shit. I'm like, hold up. So I'm still telling her, man, I didn't do this shit. And was talking to me like she didn't believe me or whatever. Just like a lot of other motherfuckers, but that's a whole nother story. Man, that ain't even my goddamn character. I'm a hustler. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know. I'm the type, if I done this shit, I'd be like, well, but I'm talking about, you go to court, you trying to get out the motherfucker. But I'm talking about like family and shit. I'm like, these motherfuckers, this is a whole nother story. But I was innocent though. So, but I'm still telling myself, I say, man, I didn't do this shit. I didn't have nothing to do with it, nothing. So, but I was getting the sense this bitch wouldn't believe in the nigga. So, but she never tell me this. That's when she's supposed to tell me, like, hey man, this lady saying, that's a whole nother story. Cause but I just say this much, cause even my court, the lawyer, the public defender, that's what I'm saying. This bitch, we paid her, but the public defender that I had, you go to trial. When you go to court, the first time you go to court, they don't, if you ain't got no lawyer, the public defender come talk to you. But they don't know the details of the case shit. They just come and say, okay, this, that. All right, we gonna reset your woo. So she reset me. When I came back, the first thing that came out of her mouth was, the first thing she said when we sat down, she said, look, I need you to write me a statement on where you was at when the night that this happened, because it is clearly obvious that this lady is making a mistake. I didn't know why she said that. You know what I'm saying? I knew I was innocent, but I didn't know what she seen in the paperwork to make her say that. But she, with the utmost confidence ever, was like, she ain't say try to play with me or fuck around. She just told me straight. This is a public defender. She told me straight up. So many words. I know you innocent just by looking at this shit. You just need to tell me where you was at. So I end up. That's what it was. So yeah, she was with me for more than 8 months or whatever. Cause we come to court once a month. So at the first court date, then the second court date is when she said that, and I never saw her again. Cause by that third court date, my people that got the paid lawyer or whatever. So when I got the trial and I heard her come out, that was the first thing she came out. It was almost like she was like, well, I ain't got to spend too much time on this case because I can just say this, which is kind of fucking understandable, cause but still. So I'm like, why the fuck? See, that's how they play games with you. She wasn't telling me. She didn't want to tell me that, because it's almost like, okay, I'm gonna hold this information from them. But if I can, that type of games they play. I'll give you an example, and I'm gonna get on to the movie, but show you what it was basically. She's a little rinky-dink paid defender, right? She looking at the case, probably looking at the case with the DA, right? They looking at each other, whatever. DA probably told her, look, this is some open shit. Really, we know this is some bullshit. But if you can get him to cop out, I owe you a favor. And that'll push her up in ranks. So, that's the only reason I can see why she wouldn't tell me that. You know what I'm saying? So, a woman, black woman. So she never tells me this shit. So that's what I put together. I'm like, well, that's probably what it was. They probably told her, well, we'll owe you a favor if you can get him to cop out. Because she was trying to get me to cop out to some probation shit. Even the DA came out there and talked to me personally. Was like, well, what if I give you, on an aggravated case, like, well, what if I give you 2 years? Would you Then he basically told me so many words. Tell your lawyer what you want. Because they were just trying to get a conviction. Tell your lawyer what you want and we'll give it to you. And she came out there. I was like, man, I'm innocent, bro. I'm not taking that shit. So, that whole year I'm fucking with her, she never tell me this shit. I don't find out till I get to trial or whatever. So, that's why we don't believe in the fucking justice system. Because it's ran by who? your fucking enemy, the oppressor. Crackers on. So but back to what I was saying about the Osiris thing. But they end up with these robes on, and the judge, you the judge, no motherfucker, y'all are the imitation judges. So when you look at this motherfucking Immortan, that's why I was telling y'all in the last video, Immortan Joe represents the corrupt government that we up against right now, or whatever, or the shit that's over now, that's over us now, whatever, or it's running this shit now, whatever you want to call it, or that's in practice now, or whatever. That's why niggas don't have faith in the system, cause the shit wasn't built, it wasn't set up for us, or whatever. So when you see this nigga with the Osiris shit popping off, where he got the wig, cause the wig, like I said, it was the powder wig shit, whatever. But so you looking at he got all this Osiris regalia on, but he's under the control of Immortan Joe or Soot, or just like I was saying with everything else, they playing dress up or whatever. So he represents he represents the courts and all that shit. Your boy with the metal nose, he represents the treasury or whatever. That's why he counting everything, he counting the cost of everything or whatever. Like I say, he got the metal nose, so it's like he's the one who knows money. He deals with the money system, because money is made out of metal, minted out of metal or whatever. So he's like the accountant or whatever. And then Immortan Joe is the president or whatever, or the head of the state or whatever you want to call the shit, commander in chief or whatever that shit is. But so now this shit got so hectic. Immortan Joe is like he gotta send his top dudes out. The war boys ain't cutting it, so he gotta get he gotta send the general out, which would be the bullet former. So the treasury dude tells them protect the assets. So in the words he was saying, don't shoot none of the wives. He said he pulled a bullet from his tooth. He had one of his tooth. He had a tooth that was a bullet. He pulled the tooth out and said, "One shot, just one angry shot for Furioso." So now that goes back to Jason and the Organized, or Hercules and out. Well, let me find it real quick. There we go. Yeah, right in time. Serious mystery. Now, when you go into let me find it real quick. That's why I say this shit all crazy, cause when I start doing my like I said, when I watched this shit for the first time since 2016 or whatever, so I can start taking my notes on this shit. I had a toothache and all kind of shit. I'm like, God damn, my tooth hurt. This motherfucker on here pulling teeth out and shit. Then I seen some shit. One of these books, it's a guy named Gat Tooth, but he's a good guy though. He ain't he ain't an evil deed or shit. He's I forgot the science on him. I have to go back and read it, but yeah, that shit crazy. Let me find it real quick. But here's gonna tell you about Jason and the organizer. But Jason buries a tooth. He buries it. He sinks his teeth into the ground. On one hand, he buries his tooth. He threw the tooth behind his back, and then soldiers rise up behind him to fight with him. Let me find it though. I get really get it now with y'all. All right, I'll read this right here. It would now do to elaborate further on the point so recently made. Maybe it's before that. Then let me see. Yeah, let me get over here. Go Jason and shit over here. Oh yeah, here we go. Somewhere over here. Trying to find shit, but one more part of. Oh, here we go. Let's see what we got right here. Anyway, now get this book. It's talking about it's speaking on the teeth, but it's not. I'm looking for the. I don't want to keep y'all waiting too fucking long. I'm trying to find the where it's talking about Jason. He throw his teeth in the ground. He bury his teeth in the ground. He got one way he say he sink his teeth in the ground and shake the earth. And then there's another part where he's talking about Jason throwing the seeds behind his throwing the teeth behind his back, and soldiers rising up from the grave to let me see. I want to read that shit. Rising up to fight with him, but in so many words, what it's saying, when the bullet former when he pulled a teeth from out his mouth and he puts it in the gun to shoot Furiosa or try to shoot him, this is what it's referring to. Him using it, Jason using his teeth as a form of warfare or as a weapon. Or whatever. Go ahead and put this shit. I should have had it already set up, so hell with it. Get this book. You'll see it in the Serious Mystery. Bad motherfucker. Highly recommend it. Highly recommended. So we go back to your boy with the John the People Eater. He looking at the baby saying, "Crying shame, could have been a viable human." And boy Joe was like, "Was it a male?" And he was like, "Yeah, blah blah." That's when Richard was like, "You lost a baby. I lost a baby brother, whatever." Or he lost a baby brother, or whatever the fuck. So now the bullet former and one of his driver or whatever, they on their way down the path. They going down there to go hunt down Furioso or whatever. Hold on real quick. Let me pause to use the restroom. Alright, so they riding the bullet woman, he shoot like 2 times. And then the driver was like telling him to be careful, you didn't want to shoot the wife. He was like, I'm just probing. Now you gotta understand, probing. Now he's going into the mode where he's representing the regalia. He got the regalia motif, the regalia of Osiris. Now Osiris and Heru are one. So when he say I'm just probing, he's going into Horus in the dark mode. It's dark. It's a darkness. It's the scene there is night. It went from day to night. So in the night scene, the darkness, horror. Now he's going into the Horus in the dark. But that's why this is a live ass movie. See, mind you, the whole while, Soot and the boy, Immortan Joe in the game, they traveling, they trailing behind Furioso them, because Furioso them running from them, right? So let's take it back to the past. Now, where we at now, Furioso and the girls, they working as a team with Max and Nooks or whatever. Even though he wishy-washy motherfucker, but nonetheless, they working as a team now. See, but the bullet former that's coming for them, he behind them, or he in the back of them, or he where they once was at position wise. So we would just say, as a matter of fact, and that's another thing too. I think Nooks, when you look at Nooks, he's like the ego of Max or whatever, because the ego deal with the solar plex chakra, right? When they first in the mix over there, when they first pull up on I think when they first subdue, when Max first get control of the situation with the girls, when they was at the when they first meet up, he punched Nooks in the stomach, in the solar plex. So the solar plex would be that crown, third eye, throat. It'd be like right here, right? So let's just say it was right here. But now it's dark, and they getting ready to go into the land of many mothers. They right on the cuffs of it, so they'll be up here now. So we'll just say, Bullet Man them back here. See, when they was right here fighting this shit, ego, that's what the ego does. It's the fighter in you. It fights for you, whatever. So when they all right here fighting this shit, when they really supposed to be working together, like I was telling you in the movie, they fighting, and they don't quit. They don't quit fighting until they realize Immortan Joe coming to fuck all of them up in so many words. But so they fighting each other right here. They blind. They don't know that they won, or they all trying to do the same thing, which is get the fuck up out of there and survive. They all trying to get away from this motherfucker here, except for Nooks. Wherever the wind blow him, when you see in the movie or whatever. We just talking about the he ain't gonna make it anyway. So so the true Osiris or Horus and the heroes of the movie is Furioso and Max. And as a matter of fact, I'll give you a little bit of, I was gonna save it, but this is like some mental shit for real. Like the old Mad Max is like the old Mad Max who was around before the shit went to that post. This shit like right now, they like going through although this is actually a mental. Really, this whole goddamn battle that they in is like the afterlife, because really, when you see the I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna give y'all that one when I do the last video on this one. I ain't gonna jump ahead of myself. But anyway, they fighting or whatever. So now they done woke up and understand that they gotta blend with each other or unify, or they working as a team now. So they not, when they was down here in the ego, or right here they was in the blind stage. That's why they were fighting and going at each other, whatever. When really they were supposed to be working together. So now they up here, so if they up here, the bullet forming motherfuckers behind them. So he's back here where they was fucked up at. So he's the fake Osiris. He's the fake Osiris, or the fake Horus in the dark or whatever. So he's right here where they was at when they was blind. So they running from him, but to look back to where he was at would be to look back to where they was in a blind state, fighting each other or going against each other, and didn't know that they all actually had something in common, which was trying to get the fuck on or whatever. They all was against the powers of evil or whatever. So when he say just probing, what you do in the dark, if you come in a dark room, you trying to make it to the light switch or whatever, you gotta probe and reach out, touch on shit till you get to the light switch and cut the light on, whatever. So he said, I'm just probing. So he busts off a few shots or whatever. Flip the script back to Furioso now. Oh yeah, and when he coming, that's why I say this shit is like a puzzle. It don't happen necessarily. Shit happen in the proximity of when, kind of like in closer proximity to when everything happened according to this. But you gotta put this shit together, because they kind of made it like a jigsaw puzzle or some shit. Because when you see him coming, when he probing, he's shooting. When Furioso don't look back and see who the fuck shoot, because the girls is like, I know he ain't shooting at us, because in their mind they know Immortan Joe want them back unscathed or whatever. So when they hear him shooting, one of the girls was like, is he shooting at us? Like, so she's like, is he shooting at us? So, but when they see him coming, he got a flashlight on the top of his car. That represents the light penetrating the dark. So that's he still got that Heru factor in there, that horror, because that's what horror is, the light, the light that extinguishes the darkness, or penetrates the darkness. Or when you see the movie where the vampire who symbolizes the darkness is stabbed in the heart with the stake represents the light, the lance, the stake through the heart. That's why you kill a vampire with the stake through the heart, because the stake through the heart represents the light and going through the darkness. The vampire sucks the blood or whatever. See, when you come down here, remember I told you the melanin has water in it, right? So down here, what the vampire do? Sleep in the coffin or whatever, right? It's the coffin. And then it was really Osiris, really. They just the way they do the vampire shit is a flip up on the shit. So I can show you the positive aspect of it too, because really, when they talk about the vampire drinking the blood, you can look at it, what white folks do now, which is drink niggas' blood. We ain't talking about that. The real shit is the melanin. Cause what the melanin is the yin, right? The yin is the dark side. The dark side is the light emits, darkness draws in, or sucks, or succubus energy or whatever. You hear that word succubus a lot in a negative term, but really in so many words, it's melanin, because the melanin draws on the lights. That's why the light is the darkness. The little light right here, once it it pulls up, what is it doing? It's drawing light up or whatever. It's sucking the light up. It's vacuuming the light up. So I'm gonna get to that too. Let me see. Where is it? Cause I'm anyway, when you get down here, you got the melanin clusters right here. You got the light on top of it, but it's water inside of the so each one of these would be like, let's say each one of these melanin clusters was a breast, right? The light would just like I told you, the light, when the light rises, it causes the precipitation, right? So those little specks of light on top of the melanin would rise or cause the moisture to sweat or feed or be like the little lights represent the baby horse, and the water perspiring from out of the melanin cluster would be like the milk nourishing the light or whatever, so or mingling with the light, or just like when the baby partakes of the milk mingles with the baby, or the baby partakes of the milk, or if the baby and the milk become one because the baby puts the milk inside of them. Same thing. When you hear something about sucking on the teats of the mother or the cow, that's what they're speaking about. So you hear about the 7 milk mothers and all that. So he got the lamp on shooting straight up towards Furioso now. So they hear him coming, and let me get back to the notes real quick. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself, but before okay, he shoot. I think he busted. He do shoot, and then you hear one of the girls say, like I say, I know he ain't shooting at us or whatever. And then after that, they stuck in the mud. The rig is stuck in the mud. The wheels of the rig are stuck in the mud. And it took me a minute to figure out what the hell. I just really caught on to it. I was trying to figure out, well, damn, what the fuck does that mean? Because going upward, it's no barrier in their way. Because the light is in the middle, the melanin is on the outer edges. All the light has to do is go straight up with nothing in the way. So I'm like, man, what the fuck would keep the, and this is suspended in thin air or whatever. So I'm like, man, what the fuck? Now, okay, I see what it is. Remember, bird's eye view of this is this. This would be the surface, right? Before the process take place. When this shoots up or this goes up and the light starts coming up through here, like I said, it's gonna fill all that up, fill all that up, fill all that up, fill all that up, fill all this up. And it's spinning. Remind you, this whole process the whole shit that's going on is spinning or whatever. It's spinning or whatnot. So the scene where they get stuck in the mud is, you're gonna hear Nook say, it's high ground. It's another key factor, figure too, or key part right here. Nook's gonna say it's a. He says it's high. It's high ground. Excuse me. Nook's gonna say it's high ground just beyond that thing right there, and he gonna point at a tree. But see, and one of the girls gonna say he means the tree. He don't even know what the fuck a tree is. Why? Because he's a war boy. He is a product of Immortan Joe. Immortan Joe is wet just like the white man. Up until the they don't really start. They didn't really start getting it, or didn't start giving a fuck about the environment until at least around the early '90s. That's when you start hearing them talking about save the trees and we global warming and we need to cut the smog down and all of those shit. But before that, they were doing they bit. They was going about their affairs with no regards to nature. Us, we know better. We know you have to live in harmony with nature. But by them being the younger race of the planet, they just went about doing it. That's why the water. And they gonna show you talk about this in the movie too. But that's why the waters are polluted, just like in She's All That. When they go to the beach, that's what she. So when they get to the beach, first thing come to her mind when Zach had to tell her, man, you need to relax sometimes. It's cool to be concerned, but you're gonna spend your whole life worrying about this shit and not enjoying your life. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what he meant or whatever. But that's the first thing because she's in tune with nature or whatever. So, Lainey, that is, from She's All That. So her concerns in that movie is the same as the girls in this movie. That's why they chastise Nooks about telling me who killed the world. When they like, all y'all ever did was kill anything. Who killed the world? You and them Nooks and Immortan Joe and them. She's speaking to the white man's disregard to nature within his reign of terror around this motherfucker. So he's Nooks now that the due to the rule of Immortan Joe or Six hyphen rule or whatever. By the time Nooks is a kid, right, or a young war boy, whatever. So by the time he was born, the world was so fucked up, and it ain't like that. And that's another thing too. That's what the movie is like, trying to show the world too. Like, hey, motherfuckers, if we keep going the way y'all keep going on about shit the way y'all going on about, that's why divine intervention had to happen. Because if you keep going, they would have kept going on the way they going on with this shit. Like I said in the beginning of the movie, mankind is terrorizing itself. You get to the point where if you keep cutting all the trees down and shit, we won't have them motherfucking trees. You need trees to breathe, the oxygen for the lungs and all that shit, whatever. Your lungs are the trees of your and actually this is the tree. The bark. I was just telling you earlier about the punk thing or whatever. What the words punk and faggot really mean. Punk and faggot really means tree bark. So when you hear him screaming faggot, faggot, he's screaming it like he's calling somebody that, which he that's what he was calling Furioso them or whatever. But it's layered. It also refers to this right here because they in the midst of setting up the ladder or the tree bark or whatever. So when and that's what a real word. That's what it ain't just about exclusion of gay shit. In ancient times, a traitor or somebody that was supposed to be burnt at the stake, they would call you a faggot because it was basically saying tie this motherfucker to the tree and burn him at the stake or whatever. So when he was screaming at the Furioso, them, that's what he was saying. Traitor. You know what I'm saying? Woo woo in so many words. So yeah, so when he say that thing right there, he don't even know what the fuck it is. He's by the time he come on the scene, like I said, he young and shit. So you look at Immortan Joe. Immortan Joe probably know what a tree is because he's an old man. But by the time this motherfucker come on the scene, by him being young, trees are damn non-existent. So he don't even know what the fuck a tree is. All he know is desert, sand, and you know what I'm saying. He ain't familiar with the forest life. Furioso from the green place. They've come from a time, or they represent a time. The green place and the many mothers. They represent many mothers, mother natures. They represent a time, or they come from a time where green green life was abundant or whatever. So by him, when he say that thing right there, one of the girls gonna say it's a tree. You have to tell the nigga, you stupid dope. You know what the fuck wrong with this thing? So so he says high ground just beyond that thing right there. Then she say tree. Now actually, this is the whole tree. The high ground is right here. So this scene will represent them like right on the cusp of shooting up in here, and I'm finna show you how. So if they, let's just say, we'll say they right here, yeah, because we'll say they right here when he say that, when they trying to get through the mud, because I'm gonna show you where they at, where they at, when they're gonna be right here. But let's just say they right here. So they right here on that scale, they would be 1, 2. They would be right here. So at this time, all the light will be retracted all the way up in the hill. So you all the way up in the hill, it'll be darkness all the way up until you get to this line right here. And they got the last two circles to go through or whatever, conical circles to go over. So they right here, or actually they right here, but they stuck in the mud. This the wheel right here. The wheel of the rig is stuck in the mud. So it's trying to say that they right here, they gotta remember all the light that's coming through here. He had to plow his way through all this, cut, carve, hold, and plow his way through all this. So when they get right here, it's basically saying this is the last two gonna be the hardest to get through. They stuck. It's the mud is thick or whatever. So they gotta them having to tie it really to the tree and put the doors up under it, the wheels and shit. And Max had to get they had to get behind the tree and push the tree and shit. The wheels being stuck in the mud represent the light having a struggle to get through these last two things right here. Cause once all this light right here finally retracts into here, and then all this light right here retracts into there, and it's gonna shoot out and create that golden ring. But it'll be this bulb going up in the hill, and this bulb going up in the there. Now mind you, this will be the sacral chakra, right side up. This will be the orange chakra right here. This will be the root or the red one. Because remember, the further away you get from the center, the lower the vibration. So this when you're going this way, this would be the root chakra, the upside down man or upside down woman, the scarlet woman, the redhead woman, which who they got with them, the redhead girl. That's why when the scene go to darkness, you see the redhead girl in the middle, and then you're gonna see the girl next to her holding the lamp, and then you're gonna see another. You're gonna see a little bit after that. You're gonna see Zoe holding a cup. The cup represents the receptive nature of the planet or whatnot. And then the cup in this situation, and in this scenario, it'll be this right here, because the cup, this is here is gonna receive the last two or all the lights or whatever. So when they got Zoe holding it, because this is the darkness with the light in the center drawing all the light up. She's the black girl of the movie, so she's holding the cup, or i.e. representing the darkness right here that's gonna absorb all the light. So they stuck in the mud, they tie the shit to a tree. Finally they get up out of it. Now when they get up out of it, while they in the commission of pulling the truck out the mud, Max got the rifle, and he trying to get a good shot at the bullet former. Okay, yeah, that's what it was. Let me go back. when they see the light, um, when they see the light coming, penetrating the darkness and coming down that to him from the bullet from a car, when him shooting, one of the girls gonna say, anyone notice that bright light and encroaching gunfire? And then after that, they're going to something happened to the rig. So they after they asked, they told Nook, can Nooks fix it? And then and that's why I said some type of well, I kind of see what it is. When you look at Nooks, he half 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Now, that's lukewarm, but it's better than Immortal Joe them because they totally evil. With him, there's still some potential. That's why he's able to still, even though he's an opportunist, if he stick with this, the good side, he'll be able to function still, but he have to totally commit. He ain't committed to no goddamn side really. So even that's why he even paired up one of the girls, the redhead girl, it's his girlfriend. You gonna see they gonna be together or whatever. But he got a British accent, but the girl gonna call him the Irish girl with the red head. She gonna say, yeah, he's a redhead. So yep. See, I'm dead on it too. Yeah, I love it when the plan come together. Yeah, see, she called him a redhead, and then cause I don't even know what the fuck they said this, but I don't even know what they're referring to. But I just wrote it down in the notes because I heard her say it. But it go this in real time. I freestyled this shit. I was like, when I tell you it was 2 right, I said it was right. Or maybe it should come on my subconscious mind. I said the wheels being stuck in the mud represents when all this light right here concentrates. Think about it. All this light concentrates. Think about it. All this light here, and it's kind of off. Like I said, it'll probably all be equal. Like everything will really. I'm just a terrible drawer with this shit, but everything would probably be a little equal or whatever. But anyway, however you want to say it. Think about it. If all this light right here retracts into here, and then all the light that retracts into here teams up with all that light right here, and then they all concentrate right here. With each step, the light gets heavier or it's more light. So by the time you get to this one, it's harder, or it's gonna be more of a process of light going through because there's so much light. The light that was once spread out from here to here is all concentrated right here. So it's these last 2 gonna probably be a little harder. So when she says you got 2 left, I don't know what the fuck. If I was just looking at this, I don't know what the fuck they were talking about. But now that I just told you what I just told you, I see what it is. This shit is off the chain. So since they got 2 left, so that's referring to what I told you. They right here trying to get out that shit. 2 left, bam, bam. So they the Irish girl said Nook's a redhead, but they were telling him to do something on the ship. I mean on the rig. The redhead, he's a redhead. Like I say, down here it's from the head down. Up here, the head will be here up. But on the flip side, when she say he's a redhead, she's calling him, that's IU. That's the like I say, go look at the serious star power, and you'll see what I'm saying. But he represents the ass headed. The root chakra is soot or the ass. So up here, even though it's upside down, if this was the head going all the way up, this would be the root chakra. But imagine if you flip it. So based on so many words, a motherfucker that's whose consciousness is down here, like I was telling y'all earlier. If your mind's down here, your mind is the highest part of you, or your head. If you thinking of your root chakra, your highest part of your head or your root chakra is, so your head. So when it says a redhead, it's saying he thinks with his dick, or he thinks with he's in his root chakra. So when she say he a redhead, he's this would be his head, and then he's really upside down or whatever. You gotta put the shit together, you'll get it. But it's also referring to the fact that they up in this area right here. He's the redhead, or he's the out of everybody in the group, he's the lowest one. Because remember, it's 6. Well, your girl, the one that fell out the truck, she died, so that turned into 7. But if you look at out of the whole 8, well, when she passed on, remember it was 6 girls. That is Nooks and Max. That's 8, right? So that represents the whole train 7. With that 8. But if you take the girl away, that leaves him with 7. So Nooks takes the place of the girl that passed away or whatever. But he would be here. He'd be since he's the divided loyalty and the one that's really a war boy, the one that's he's really down with. He's really from that clique. He just so happened to be down with them. He would be, if you had to put him in the chakra, he would be right here. The redhead is where his mind at, or whatever, you know. So, Fury passed the gun to Zoe and said, "Own him." So because they don't trust him. You know what I'm saying? They told him to do something, but Furioso know, like, no, this motherfucker can't be trusted, really. He doing his thing, but and she get a gun to Zoe, because she know out of all the girls, Zoe is the one that's gonna handle that. She gonna sling that iron. Which we'll stop right there. I'm gonna not stop, but let me show you what I mean with Zoe. Let me show y'all what it is at. Now, when you're dealing with the Kabbalion, you're dealing with polarities. This is a must-have for real. You know, get this shit right here, the Kabbalion. The 7 laws of Tahuti, or the 7 laws of the universe. It's really more than that. It's just 7 of them. But get this book, man, the Kabbalion. It's going to tell you about polarity and balances. It's going to tell you how one extreme is just as bad as another one. So, that's what that means is it's about balance. So I go back to what I was telling you about all the girls or whatever. All the other girls, they like, you know, when she passed, when they was riding, they in the midst of the war. Furioso, this when Splendid was still with him. Furioso tossed the gun. She got to drive, so she tossed the gun to Splendid. When Splendid get the gun, she just like, Zoe look at her with a look of disdain, and snatch the gun like, "Bitch, are you crazy?" Which I know I broke this down in the last video, but she grabbing him. You know what I'm saying? Because she know, like, yeah, we about peace, but right now, this is about war. If we don't fight right now, it won't be no goddamn peace, period. So you gotta, you know what I'm saying? She, all the Splendid girl know is peace, 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 and I want to be a good person. It's like, yeah, and you're supposed to be a good person, but if your ass don't know how to go to war, you be good and dead. Because if you trying to be good for the sake of peace, if you avoiding the fighting you're gonna have to do and for the peace, your ass gonna be good, but you gonna be good and dead. And that goes to this right here. This speak to yeah, I took that. I don't like the way that look. But 337. Show you what I mean. Ancient Egypt Light of the World, page 337. Give you a little passage out of this. Bad, there's some good shit right here. It's like, no artist is endowed with his perfections to which he should aspire. He who perverts the truthfulness of his ways in order to repeat only what produces pleasure, in the words of every man, great or small, is a detestable person. So basically what it's saying is, if you ain't true to yourself, if you willing to pervert the truth in you, or you willing to, if you don't know how to be true to yourself or be yourself, and you deny who you really are, just to look good in the eyes of somebody else, or just to please somebody else, that's a detestable trait. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, say you conscious, and it's one. Don't get me wrong. It's one thing. That's why I don't never, like, I'm around some motherfuckers, and I know that's like somebody say I got a gig or something. I'm at work, and they get to talking about Christianity or religion. You know, I ain't gonna say, me personally, I'm not gonna say, oh, I go to church and just knowing damn well I'm on some whole other shit, but just to, even just to avoid the argument or whatever. The way I handle shit like this, like, man, I'm a spiritual person, and I don't even get into those type of conversations because they cause arguments. So I would appreciate it if you respect my stance and leave me alone with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I know the shit I'm gonna tell you, you're not gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna lead to an argument. You know what I'm saying? But if I was just, oh yeah, and you know, praise it, you know, yeah, I go to church Sundays and put the money in it. But anyway, get to this point what I'm trying to make though. It says to be absolute is to run into evil. So what it's saying is, just like I was saying, you can be at peace for peace's sake, and that's cool. But it's like the example I was telling you earlier, if you going to school, even like I say, even your mother, well, I know in the black household, growing up, a lot of people used to tell, like, boy, don't go to school fighting and all that shit, making trouble. But if somebody fuck with you and they too big, you pick some up and you bust them upside their motherfucking head, because it's just, like I said, that's common Alabama nigga law to get them motherfucker up off your ass, because if you don't, you'll be giving your lunch money up all the time. That's evil. So you a peaceful person, like I'm about send your kids to be about peace, respect people, and if you can, avoid trouble or whatever. But if a motherfucker come pushing and poking on you and you sitting there trying to meditate it out, and the motherfucker slap you upside your head, that's evil. You gonna feel the part of the bruise around this bitch. No, pick some up and slap firewater, stab that bitch or something. Shoot, cut and shoot. Like, no, we got a city in Texas called Cut and Shoot. We know we be about some, we don't fuck around down here with Southern hospitality, but you get cut from asshole appetite too. Fucking around with them Texas boys. But that's what that means though. To, you know, so it's like, it's basically saying you gotta have balance or whatever. But you have to know how to deal with that. It's like I'll tell y'all with the beef thing, with the beef or whatever. And not saying if you don't eat beef at all, that ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, even though there'll be an absolute, you can say I absolutely don't eat beef. So I probably wouldn't be a good example, but it kind of, but just to show you the flip side of it. That's why I said if I was, I have my, but I ain't ate it in a while. But if I was to cheat once, twice, or whatever, it wouldn't necessarily be that big of a deal because I ain't necessarily. As long as I know how to do it or whatever. Like I said, if I get to eating shit all the time, that's different or whatever. So you got to just know when to apply that, but it's within the context of this. We don't even you be the judge of everything else on your own. I'm just talking about that being absolute within the context of this right here, because it's a flip. It's you have to figure this shit out on your own path. But with a situation like this, that's why when you look at Furiosa, she fuck with, when it come to something getting done with them hammers or fighting, she fucking with Zoe or Toast or whatever, because she know Toast gonna get down. Toast is about, she's one of the many mothers, or that's why they got on the all, that's why they all got on all white, because white is a symbol of peace. You want peace, you raise a white flag. So they bought peace, but out of all the girls, she the one who know the most that worst come to worst. Hold up. She the one that worst come to worst. You got to get down for your crown. So all right. So let's see. Now this will get interesting right here. She give her the gun. Tell Zoe. She give Zoe the pistol. Told her to get on him. So Max got the rifle. He got the scope. And he trying to get a good shot at Bullet Man, the bullet form or whatever. Now this is what the part where you will see that, and that's why I say this shit is about the mind or whatever, or the psyche or whatever. You gonna see Max trying to aim. Now in this sense, the bullet former is representing the lower self or the blind state or whatever. So they, even though they stay a team now, when they finally kill the bullet former, well, let me put it down like this. Let me show you. Max is trying to aim, but he can't get a good aim. He can't get a good vision. So you gonna see him. He gonna do this. You gonna see. Pay attention to his eyes. He gonna be like, and you gonna tell he can't get the shot off. So he gonna hand the rifle to Furiosa. So she put the rifle on his shoulder, tell the nigga don't breathe, and then she squeeze off. Now when she tell him don't breathe, that represents this, when all these go up in the hill, and everything down here is still or frozen. It's not breathing, or it's symbolically a death, or symbolic death, or symbolic stop of motion. Even when the sun is because it's a flip side. See, in the process of creating the earth, the sun is created above what becomes the earth, right? And while it's being created above it, it's when this would be winter. What we call winter now would be winter in the creation process. But after the sun finally comes all the way back down, what comes here and the earth goes up into its orbit or whatever, and the sun is sitting here and the earth starts revolving around the sun, winter comes when the sun is down here or below the earth. Oh shit. When the earth is right here and the sun is right here, this will be the winter right here. So when she tell them don't breathe, and that shit that connect, I'll wait till the next one to get into that one. Save a little something for later. Well, fuck it out. I'll save it for later. But this shit is involved. It's real. It's a whole. These motherfucking people is not bullshitting with these movies. So she take the shot. But you gonna notice when he passes her the rifle, you gonna see him like. I think that when she gonna shoot down there. The bullet gonna hit the bullet form in his eyes, and then Max, you gonna see Max like he gonna be trying to get his sight back because it's showing you that they was like one and the same. It's like when they hit the bullet former, they putting away the blind state. That's them coming out of their state of blindness, or him getting hit in his eyes, or them. That's the beginning step of them getting their full vision. But he don't die yet, so it's like when they hit him, you still see Max. You gonna see Max like you gotta pay attention though. You gonna see his eyes kind of like flutter or whatever. And then they're gonna go down. Once after that happens, they're gonna shoot back to the bullet former. So if he get hit in the eyes, he in denial. They in the dark anyway. But when it hit him, it's gonna hit him in the eye and hit the lamp that's on top of his car and put the light out. So that symbolizes the light going out or whatever. So he gonna tell his driver to light a flare and put it in front of his face. So the driver light the flare and hold it up to his eyes, and he tell the driver hold it up to my face, and the driver's gonna say, I do have it in your face. And that's when he gonna realize he's blind. So he go So he tie his eyes up and shit, and he pull out the Uzis. And see, that's where the whole Sam thing come from. In the Looney Tunes and shit. Not the blind shit, but remember I told you, Sambo. Yo, Sam, it's Sam, Sim, SAM, the two guns, the son, the two guns, he got one on each hip. Each hip represents a horizon. So, this be the east. This would be the that gun would represent the horizon, and then it travels through this. Well, it was the raise up. This was the surface. It was raised up right here, then come over all the way over to this side, which is the west. That's where they come from. So when he pull out two Uzis, he gonna say, I am the scales of justice. Scales of justice is the scale. Center, one part of the scale, other part of the scale. Just he got the two guns and shit, so he's shooting crazy like a wild man. Then they hold up the flare. Woo woo. Let me see. So now they done finally got the rig out the mud or whatever. Max, now, mind you, we go back to that, get to that too. I'm happy to retire this one. This is coming apart. I'm going to take this one up and draw me a whole new one. Yes, this one hadn't wore out on me. But this is the, like I tell you, when all this light goes up in the hill, this the blind. This gonna be the blind eye, because that once that pinhole get so when she shoot him in the eye, on one hand it represents the hole that the light that would be shooting through here from that last little bit like this right here being covered up. It represents that. But the light coming from the bullet man going up would be, what's gonna happen is when all this goes up, the reaction between the light passing from out of passing going uphill, passing all this water, the mist up, that interaction gonna cause lightning to strike or whatever. So the lightning gonna strike, boom, and open the eye back up, and then a little bit of light is gonna shoot back up this way, and it's gonna create that's gonna be Sirius B. When that little sliver of light that comes back up, what that's gonna do, it's gonna shoot up and get caught, and it's not gonna, instead of penetrating all the way up in the hill, it's gonna come up and then get caught up and start orbiting, but it's gonna be inside the orbit of this right here. It's gonna be a thin. That's why when you see Sirius B, it's gonna be like a dark ball, but it's a ball with light inside of it, with the central star right here and Sirius B going around it. That's that sliver of light that went up. Like I say, go get the Sirius star power. I can go in a little bit more detail. I'll tell you how the tilting and all that shit. I don't want to really getting all that. You go check out my old work for that. But that's why I'm telling you, this shit is kind of like a jigsaw puzzle. Because, so like I said, the light that was on top of his car represents that light that came up after the lightning shot out or whatever. So damn, that is a bad motherfucker. And maybe I'm gonna reach a little with this one, or maybe not. Check this shit out. Look, oh damn, this shit just came to me. But dig this, okay. Max tell Furioso, take the rig half a click down. First of all, he grabbed a bag, put the ammo and shit, put the weapons and shit in it, right? So he say, take the war rig half a click down. If it's two left, right? So when he say take it half a click down, basically what he's saying is, this light is going up in the hill. He finna go back down here and finish the bullet form off or whatever. Like I say, so in all actuality, the bullet form, I know I was talking about the ego and all that shit right here, but all actuality, the bullet form will be right here. Now that I see that now that I see what she said, but I did the broke the word down. I see now. So we'll just, we'll say that the bullet former represents this right here in a blind state or covered up eye, right? He finna go back down. He finna go down there and get up on them and kill them niggas with the with a knife or whatever. So Furioso said, what you want me to do? What we supposed to do if what we supposed to do if you don't make it back before we gone or whatever? He was like, go on without me or whatever. So you see him run back down there towards the bullet form, and he runs, he's gonna see him disappear into the mist or whatever. So he disappeared into the mist. So one of the girls asked, Furioso, well, what is he gonna do? Furioso said, retaliate first. Now I just retaliate. Tally means to count, right? 8. Now retaliate, means to return fire or bomb back or whatever. Bomb back. So he going down there to retaliate for his attack the bullet form in his driver, but he's gonna retaliate. He's gonna recount 8. Man, I just peeped that shit together. Look, so like I say, when the first one went up, that's 1, and the 7 went up, that's 8. So they counted 8, right? The retaliate is okay. Bam, that's 1. Then 7 follow that. That's 8. And then so when he come back down, he gonna go into the mist, and when you get down there, you ain't gonna see nothing. All you gonna hear is you gonna hear the bullet form and the bullet form and his driver scream and shit, right? And then you're gonna see crows fly. When you see the crows fly, it's gonna symbolize, for one, it's gonna show you that the whole while the green place really was this right here where they came from, because they're gonna have to go back anyway. That's one thing. Then the crows fly, so that symbolized the death. He killed them boys or whatever. And then he come back, but he had to get up. He didn't shoot him, so he had to get up on him like hand-to-hand combat. So he go down there, so he had to retaliate, or he had to come back up 8 steps. So we come back up to 7. Really, he come up 7, because when he get back, he becomes the when he come back, oh yo, I got that shit written down too. Let me see. I think I did. Don't tell me I ain't. Goddamn well I ain't. Hold up. Yeah. Put that up. Hold on. Let me see where it's at. Alright. I know damn well I wrote this shit down. No, I ain't wrote it like that. Let me see. tell me I didn't write this shit down. I know I ain't fuck up like that. Hold up. Let me see. Real quick, I want to find this. Alright, now I found this shit. Now this is where it's finna get real interesting. Now, dig this. Now your boy, he goes back down, right? He go down, he knock off the bullet former. Now, when he come back, when he get back down there, so he retaliate, recount the 8, goes back up. Everything back in order. Retaliates. So when he get back down there to Furioso and them, one of the girls say, you bleeding. Furioso tell the girl that's not his blood. Now that's the whole Christ in Revelation come back to avenge the father and punish the wicked or whatever. Oh, all right, I'm eating this right here. This your boy Hartima, Horus, the red god, the red god of the Hartima, Amsu, the revealer of justice. Let's see what he said about your boy. Har-ur, the elder Horus, was a child of the virgin goddess. Horus in spirit, hold on, so we won't be taking too much. Okay, Horus in spirit was the beginning of the creation of God, the Lord of resurrection, who had wrested the keys of death and Hades from the grasp of the grim keepers for the deliverance of the mains and the Amenta. We're going to get into all that in a second. The scales of balance were erected in the Mayat Hall. Mayat, or Hall of Twofold Justice, the wind of the hearts, also of words. And in Revelations, one of the 4 living creatures is portrayed with the scales in his hand. Now, mind you, all see how they combine all that in the movie? The bullet former saying the scales of justice. Your man going down there, putting the work in or whatever. Or him going down there and killing the bullet former representing him killing the devil within himself, or putting to rest that blind state of mind and coming into an enlightened state of mind. Best, the simplest way to put it. But the scales of balance were erected in the Mayat, or Hall of Twofold Justice. That's the Hall of Mayat right here. Just remember, this the scale. This the scale. This the Hall. This is Mayat. Balance, justice, reciprocity. So when now he's just like I say, that's just one aspect of it. Because ultimately, when they come back with the many mothers, that's gonna be the ultimate representation of the sun coming back down and doing battle with the with APAP or Soot and putting chains on him and all that, or Immortan Joe or whatever. So so the scale of the balance will be erected in the Mayat or hall of twofold justice for the weighing of hearts and also words. Osiris is the weigher of the heart. And in Revelation, one of the four living creatures is portrayed with the scales in his hand. I saw, and behold, a black horse, and he that sat thereon had a balance in his hand. The balance, as Egyptian, was the scale of justice. The black horse, or the black rider, the scales of justice. He that sat thereon had a balance in his hand. The balance, as Egyptian, was the scale of justice. In Revelation, the scales are turned to commercial account for the weighing out of grain by the pennyworth. Now, pennyworth. So you see that line right there, they probably was getting this shit straight out of this book or some shit. Cause look, the bullet former is saying he's the scale of justice, right? And as a matter of fact, let me take you back to before he get on the road to go try to get Furioso them. Now I forgot to tell you this. The bullet former and the cost counter, or the dude with the metal nose. The dude with the middle nose is his father, is the bullet former's father. Because before he go down there, I think he was finna go with the bullet former. And the bullet former told him, nah, daddy, stay here with your grief or something like that. And he said, hey, he'll go take care of it or whatever. So, right here say, the scales are turned to commercial account. I'm telling you, he's the accountant or the treasurer. Scales, bullet former, commercial account, the weighing out of grain by pennyworth, metal nose, or the pickle eater, or whatever you want to call him. But what am I looking for? I don't want to get too far from the way is it at? Okay, there you go. And I saw the heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he sat there, and he that sat thereon called faithful and true, and righteousness he does judge and make war. And his eyes are a flame of fire, and upon his head are many diadems. He hath a name written which no one knoweth but himself. And he is arrayed in a garment sprinkled with blood, and his name is called the Word of God. And that's Revelations 19:13, John 19:13. You can find it in there too. But that's what they saying when so show you what that means. So when he come back, and she say that's not his blood, it's the blood. That's the blood of his enemies or whatever, or the bullet forming them or whatever. Now this is that when he come back and join with the crew, that represents this right here, which would be like I told you, the red dimension or chakra or whatever, going up in the hill. So the red, this the milky water or the mist that's gonna freeze and turn into the moon, right? Which would be once it freeze, this is the cow. Ears. This would be like the nose and the mouth and shit down here. But the moon, when he say he sat on a white horse, that's what he's saying. This the back. When this goes up in here and this freezes up, this is gonna be the rider on top of the white horse. But when he get back down there with the blood, he gonna go to the rig, and it's gonna be a bucket on the rig, and he gonna look at he look at the girl and say, "What is this?" And one of the girls gonna say, "Oh, this mother's milk." And he gonna start washing the blood off of them, or purifying himself with the milk of the mother, washing the blood off of them, whatever. That represents the last step of this going up in here. The red spear passing through the last bit of this watery mist and coming up in the hill or whatnot, creating the mother. That's the red calf. This is the mother cow. This red. That's when they talk about the red calf. They're talking about this right here, the root chakra, or the root, or the lowest vibration from the center, transferring up in the hill from up out of the center, or from out of the circumference or whatever. I say that's the milk, the milk of the mother or whatever, or the milk or the white mist that's going to eventually create the moon, and the red, the last spirit shooting up in the hill, creating the white horse, and the rider on top of it, or the lady who sat with the foot at her moon and the 12 diadems around her head, which would be the 12 constellations. Let's see. All right. I don't want to get too wrapped up in. Well, hold on. There's something else I wanted to show y'all too. So this is a badass movie, man. Okay, y'all, check y'all out real quick. Yeah, that's just saying pretty much the same thing. Get to this though. Now, once he do that, he washed the blood off of him or whatever. Let me get back to the notes. Once he washed the blood off of him, yeah, okay, the girl said you bleeding, and he says she tells us it's not his blood. And then you're gonna see them after that. They're gonna ride. They're gonna get back on the road. Then they're gonna pass through a place where they're gonna see crows and you're gonna see men walking on stilts. This the green place. Now that's the in the movie. That's the green place. They showing you the men walking on the stilts because when they finally get to the land of many mothers, and Furioso tell she gonna tell one of the many mothers, I can't wait for him to see it. Talking about she can't wait for the rest of the girls who she came with to see the green place, and they're gonna she gonna say I can't wait for him to see it, and the many mothers gonna say see what? She gonna say a green place. They're gonna be like, well, if you she like the green place. If you came from the west, you already passed it up, and then the girls gonna snap. It's like, oh shit, it was the creepy place with all the crows. Ooh, ooh. And then the many mothers gonna start telling her like, yeah, we had to leave from that place. It got bad. It was polluted. The soil, you couldn't plant that in the soil. It was too polluted. That's why when they passing through it, that's why you see the dudes on the stilts because the ground was so fucked up they couldn't even walk on the ground. But you gotta put two and two. You gotta put it together when we'll get on with it. Let me show you. So they riding. Right around the time you see the man with the stilts, uh, Max having an attack, a nightmare. So he wake up and Furiosa told him, "You alright? Get you some rest." You know what I'm saying? Woo, woo. So he asked her, "How do you know this place exists?" She said, "I was born there." Then Max was like, "Why you leave?" She said, "I was stolen." Uh, he asked her, "Have you did this before?" She said, "Many times. Now that I drive a war rig." So she said many times. She basically referring to the seven. Uh, uh, the seven. I guess the well. Let me. I don't want to get too much into that. If I can get to a conclusion of it, I'll put that in the overview I'm gonna do. But she said many times that I drive the war rig. And he said, he said, "What about them?" She said, "They were looking for help." And he Max was like, "And you?" And she said, "Redemption." Excuse me. Oh shit, too. Now when she say, as soon as she say redemption, the camera goes straight to the girl with the red hair. She back to sleep with Nooks. Redemption, red. She say redemption. What the first three letters of redemption is red, R-E-D, right? Red, blood. We just talking about that. Then she go to the lady with the red hair. Red. When I was just telling you about the scarlet lady, the red-haired lady. Red-haired lady, the scarlet lady. And there's something deeper to that too, but yeah, you know, take it slow. Alright. So they finally make it to the land of the many mothers. And when they get there, Zoe is like, "What's that?" They come to a tower. It's a tower with a butt naked lady on it, with mirrors. She on the tower with mirrors on it. Mirrors. That's the, of course, moon. But like I said, just like the moon reflects images. Mirrors reflect images. Moons reflect the light of the sun, right? Interesting to note, Mike. Here come Michael. Here come your boy MJ. For one, when you in the beginning, when they first ring the alarms and tell everybody to would ring the alarms and let it be known that Furiosa them trying to escape, you're gonna see one scene where they all run into they running to go get they steering wheel. Pay attention. There's gonna be one nigga that hit a move like Mike. He gonna jump off the pillar or something. He gonna jump down. Pay real attention. Though this nigga gonna hit a move. It's gonna look like some old Michael Jackson type shit. It's gonna look like Mike and Beat It. Go watch. When you first see all the war boys running, getting ready to go to their try, just pay attention to all that scene, and then go watch Beat It, and you will see it. Trust me, I bet you'll catch that shit. That's one Michael Jackson thing. I was supposed to say that earlier. Now, Mike got the song called "Man in the Mirror." Where's Michael from? Gary, Indiana. Diana is associated with the moon. That's a goddess that's associated with the moon. In Diana. The Di means two. Anna, on, and Anna. That's the double mother. Mother, women, mirrors, reflection. In the mirror, in Diana. Man in the mirror, man in Diana. Gary, Indiana. Plus, the mirrors is sacred to ocean, water. Mind you, I told you this is the land of many mothers, right? So once they get all the way up here, boom, they get to the land of many mothers. That's what creates the moon. Because once this jumps up in the hill, all this freezes up and becomes the moon still, but it's fused to the earth still. But they get up here, and when they get to the, mind you, the lady in the tower, there's the tower. That's what the tower referring to. She got mirrors under. She sits at the top of the tower, but there's mirrors under, just like the moon or the mirror is under here. The mirrors is under the tower or whatever that she's on, and she's butt naked or whatever. So, Max don't know what's going on, so he was like, "Oh, that's bait. That's bait." But since Furioso familiar with the mini mothers and all that, she was like, "Wait right here." So she get out the car, when she got the rig, and she do like an Indian like a little call and shit. And then she started identifying herself. She was like, "I'm one of the Wolverines of the mini mothers. My initiate mother was Katie Concannon." And that's crazy because until I got this laptop, that's what I used to record on Canons, the Canon Canon camera. Katie Concannon. She said, my mother was Mary Gibraltar. Mary, mother of Christ. So she's basically saying she's a Christ. She's Christ. Her and Max are two halves. She's the feminine aspect of Christ. He's the masculine aspect. And all whatnot. So Mary Gibraltar, Rock of Gibraltar. She said my clan is Swaddle Dog. Swaddle Dog. What was Jesus? What they said about baby Jesus? He was swaddled in cloth. Christ, hey, who is the real Christ? I'm just saying Jesus for y'all, for the common folks. But each one of these, the cloth is the melanin. The light inside it that it is swallowing is the Christ light. And then when y'all get up here, they all become one or whatever. The girls too. So the girls are aspects of Christ as well. But your boy Max and Furioso are the head or whatever. So they swaddled in the original light that was right there. And the many mothers represent the darkness, but they represent the original light that was once right here, that's coming up, it's up here. So I said the green place is really the same. This is really, that's why when they get to when they get to where she's really trying to go, they gonna end up right back where they started at. Once she identifies herself to that one lady, the rest of the many mothers come, and they coming on motorcycles. Pay attention to the motorcycles when they come in, because you're gonna see the dust kicking out the back of the motorcycles. It's gonna be creating circles or wheels. So the wheels is gonna be, you're gonna see dust coming from them, looking just like this right here, with different with them conical circles within the circles coming out the wheels or whatever. So which would basically be referencing the light that. Because remember when everything shoots from out of here, this light shoots from out of here, so it's referencing that. So I guess the head of the many mothers, she come up to Furioso, but they ain't seen in a while. She's like, "Oh, here's our Furioso," like the prodigal daughter, or the prodigal son, or whatever. And she put her forehead up to her forehead, pioneer to pioneer. That represents. Remember, all this is up here. So you got this. You got this eye and this eye. That's the Murty sisters, the Murty mamas, or the Murty sisters, Murti. And I'm gonna speak on that right here. The land of the many mothers is referred to in this ancient Egypt light of the world, page 469. It says, in some of the papyri, the dwelling place upon the summit of the eternal attainment, the summit is the top summit. It's called the city of the two eyes, or Murti, the double eye. The Murti, Murd means mother, T, tie, two, it means two. T and D is interchangeable. D-I means two. Murd, die, double ma, the double ma. This would be the double ma when all that light shoots out. It goes back to all black, but the only difference is it has sprinkles of light left behind, residual light left behind. The mirrors, and then these are the double. When they, that's what I meant to say too. When they one of the ways that they got the rig out of the mud, they had to put they had to take some doors and put the doors under the tire. So the doors, two doors. This is one door. This the other door. That's why I said it represented the truck being stuck in the mud for most of the trip that they on is representing them going straight forward ahead till they get to that point. When they get stuck in the mud, they had to show you not only them they had to give you them going forward is going to represent the light going up, but they had to make a reference to the light that was gonna shoot out the flanks. So the mud, so the wheels the wheels getting stuck in the mud represented the light being stuck right here and struggling to jump out. The two doors was a reference to that. So the Murti two the Doma, the two mothers pregnant with that. This is a mother with the two dark sides, or the two the double darkness with the light inside, pregnant with the little horror seeds in it or whatever, or the little eyes in it. So you got the two, this eye and that eye, the double eye, and then you got the double ma, two sides filled with little eyes or little specks of light, or all eyes on me. Thus, the stellar paradise upon the mount was established in a region of the pole before the time of the moon and sun remained a type of future heaven described in Revelation, which had no need of the sun, neither the moon to shine upon it, for the glory of the God did lighten it. When that's they talking about these two, or really this one up here, when they in the land of the many mothers, and which is more just another part of the desert or whatever, and they talking to the ladies and shit. All that scene represents them being up in here in the light. They that's why I go back to daytime when they get to the many mothers or whatever. It's before the time of the sun and earth, because actually when they up there talking to the many mothers, they are actually craft these seven lights. That represents these seven lights crafting or forming into the sun up here. So it's before the time, because it's before the time of the sun and the moon, because the sun is being created up here. The moon is right here, fused to the earth. The time don't start till the sun come back down. Boom, stops right here. The earth pushes up here, busts off of it, shoots the moon off the top. The moon goes into its orbit. The earth goes into its orbit. The sun stays right here. Sirius stays right here. The sun goes in the orbit around Sirius, and the earth and the moon, the earth orbits, the moon orbits the earth, and the earth orbits the sun that's sitting right here. But before all that takes place, you up here with the many mothers or whatever. So 7 circles out the dust, yeah. Then, like I said, Furioso and old girl, they get forehead to forehead, pineal to pineal, and another reference to the 2 eyes. The lady said it's something in the eyes. The lady tells Furioso that it's something in the eyes. So she asked Furioso, how long has it been? Furioso said 7,000 days plus the ones I don't remember. 7,000 days are the 7 spears of light. The ones she don't remember is the ones down here in the subconscious mind. Remember I told you Max, in order for when he did the opening of the mouth ceremony, see, the words of wisdom are like water. That's why he had the trident on his mouth. When he finally cut it off and took the trident off, it meant now he can speak the word, or they in commission of the word, or the water, or the wisdom spitting from up out of his mouth, or whatever, or process taking place, or whatever. What happens when you don't remember something or something you forget? It goes to the back of your mind. So when she say the ones I don't remember, these are the 7,000 days right here, 7 plus the ones I don't remember. She's talking about the part of the process that went down. They going up. She don't remember because it's in the past or whatever, or it's in her subconscious mind, or whatnot. So let's say what happened to your mother. Furiosa said she died on the 3rd day. When she said she died on the 3rd day, that's a reference to, I was telling you about Ishtar. When you go to Easter, Easter is when the sun rises above the horizon. That's the 3rd day is 3 months. 12 months, right? One, so it'd be like September. Hold on, let me see. Put 3 months. Hold on, let me see. Let me lie. What is it? The 3rd day, when she's in the 3rd day, it's really the 3rd month from December. So it'd be like December, yeah, that's right. It'd be like December, January, February, and then March, December, January, February be the 3 months. And then when it get on the horizon at March, that's the 3rd day. That's when it rises above, or rise when the sun rise, when the earth, you know. Yeah, I better draw it. Look at this last time. Earth, sun. So, and this is the horizon. Well, do it like this. Bam. Bam. So when if this the, say this the sun and this the earth, right? When the earth, the 3rd day is when the earth, when the sun comes over this horizon line, or comes out of the tomb, and the earth goes under it on the 3rd day. That's Ishtar going into the going into Hades or whatever. So she said she died on the 3rd day. I broke it down in the other video. When you say she died on the 3rd day, that represents the earth. That's when the sun rises above the horizon on Easter Sunday or whatever, and the earth making its way towards southerly position beneath the sun or whatever, or in regards to the sun, or going into the tomb or whatnot. So she died on the third day. Then they asked, well, they asked her, where y'all come from? She said, west of the mountains from the citadel. West, remember I told you, when you're dealing with the creation process, west is right here because this is the horizon. So when the sun, this is the, relatively speaking, this is the west, because when all that energy come back down right here and hit right here, it's just like the sun sets on the horizon or goes beneath the earth on the western horizon. The sun is going to go, well, the earth is going to rise up over it, but it's going to sink. When the sun rises up, it's going to go under the horizon. So this going to raise, so the sun will be right here, and it's going to raise up and keep raising up, putting the sun inside of the earth, just like the sun goes inside or under the earth on the western horizon. So this is the west. These are the mountains. She said she's coming from the west, from beyond the mountains. From beyond the mountains. It's the mountains. This is beyond the mountains. So they coming from the west, and then they go beyond the mountains to the land of many mothers. Then you got the rest of the old women coming. They looking at Zoe and all them. They like, because they old. They represent the old world or the old paradigm or whatever. So this is like the old meet the new, East meets West, or whatever. They represent the old paradigm. So they like, oh, these girls are so shiny and they got all their teeth and, you know what I'm saying? They old as hell and shit. So they ain't seen no young girls in a while probably or something like that. So what we at? 2. So this one she says, so they like, oh, let me see. She said, where did you find these creatures? So she called it, that's what the old ladies call the young girls. Oh, she's like, this one has all her teeth. Or another reference to the teeth and shit. Then Furiosa say, I can't wait for him to see it. Then one of the mother was like, well, what do you mean? She like, the green place. So like, well, if y'all came from the west, you already passed it up. Then one of the girls snapped. She was like, oh, the creepy place with all the crows. She was like, the creepy place with all the crows. And then you start hearing the OG chicks telling them what happened. I'm like, oh, we had to leave that place. It's like the water was spoiled, the land was sour, we couldn't plant no seeds, we couldn't grow anything. And then Furiosa was like, where are the others? And then the old lady told her, we the only ones left. So that fucked Furiosa up. She took her arm. Took her arm off, the prosthetic arm off. Another reference to the fact that they were up here, so the arm was missing because they was up here. So she took the arm off, and she went out to the middle of the desert and she dropped to her knees and prostrated in front of the sun, or got on her knees like she was finna make salad or something, which represents when, because remember the earth is twisting when all this is taking place. So by the time because when this goes up, the process is boom, goes up, the lightning strikes back down the center, and then you got 7 lightning bolts to go this way and strike each one of the mountains that raise up from here. Because when these was raising up, this is where you get your Hellraiser shit. This is what Hellraiser really is. This in the beginning, Helios is the sun, right? Helios is the sun. This is the energy that's gonna make the sun. When this goes up, all this raises up. The Hellraiser. And while this is going up, and all this energy is sliding this way, this energy is pushing up on the melanin, creating melanin mountains of hill, 7 on each side, and it's going downhill, and it's coming back up and going that way. So when that light is spreading from hill to hill, it's actually going over mountains. That's why they say she'll be coming around the mountain when she come and all that shit. That's where that little song comes from. But what happens is, and this is, yeah, it's backwards on here, but the when by by the time the sun shoots back down here, it's gonna come at an angle. This right here, the Earth is gonna be tilted like this, to where when this right here, it's gonna actually be like, it's gonna, no, it's the let me see, this is backwards, it's fucking me up. So I'm gonna just try to break it down for y'all from this perspective. But it's gonna first tilt this way, right? And then it's gonna tilt this way. No, it's gonna tilt. See, that's why it's throwing me out. But okay, first it's gonna tilt this way. No, it's gonna tilt. Yeah, it's gonna tilt this way. So many words. When the sun shoot back through here, this right here is gonna be at an angle. So where this right here is gonna be right here, shooting into it. So it's like it's gonna be tilted. Oh, just put it to you, when the sun rises on the east, the sun's right here. Well, say this the Earth arrives, and this the sun. This the sun right here. When the sun is rising, the Earth is tilted towards it. So when you see her get on her knees, that represents the sun. The Earth tilted towards the sun and receive the light or whatever. You're gonna see her follow her knees, and the sun gonna beam down on her, whatever, and she gonna let out a loud scream or whatever. And that's right after that. Yeah, see, so I got ahead of myself with Zoe and the cup thing, because the girl was holding the flame in the earth when they first stood in the dark. Now they going into another night scene after she do the prostrate thing. When they transition into that night scene, that's when you're gonna see Zoe holding the cup. She represents the darkness. The cup represents the receptive nature of the feminine energy, the Holy Grail. And they're gonna be looking at the stars. Her and the rest of the girls, they're gonna be looking at the stars. It's gonna be all blue. Cause mind, when you go out and look at Star Sirius, it sprinkles. It's gonna be sparkling different colors, but it's gonna be predominantly blue. So when they show you the nighttime with the dark blue, what they're trying to show you is they're in Sirius, and they're looking at the rest of the stars from Sirius. When you're looking at the rest of the stars, that symbolizes the stars they're looking at came from the light that was in here. All that light that shot the flanks from out here and here, here and here, is the stars. So that's the reference. Just like I was making when I told you they had to make a reference to the truck. Use the truck getting stuck in the mud as a reference to the light traveling from here to here to shoot out. Now they making a reference to the stars by showing you them watching them against the blue backdrop. A satellite gonna pass through, and one of the girls said that's a satellite. They bounce messages across the earth. Then somebody gonna say the plains of silence. That's what they're referring to the night sky as, the silence, the silence of the dark sky with the stars twinkling in it, plus the plains of silence. When all this go uphill, remember the shit happens out in the twinkling of an eye, but it's silent. Remember, go back to what I was telling you about John. the people leader dude when he put the horn up to the pregnant girl belly, and he says it's gone mighty quiet in there. This is the same thing. The same thing This represents the same thing. What he was saying when she said a plains of silence. That she's saying it because when all the energy goes up in here and out the flanks, everything in here is quiet, inactive, and silent or whatever. And she started saying how satellites. She said, satellites used to bounce messages across the earth. She said they used to send shows. See, mind you, they in the future, but they speaking about us now or whatever. So she was like, they used in the old world they used to send shows. Or they used to use the satellites to send shows. And one of the girls like, you think anybody's out there still sending shows? And I think Zoe was like, you never know. That's when I think she said the plains of silence. Now, she said everyone in the old world had a show. Now, that represents us. Everybody has a show. Because why? Remember, they watching the stars. What are the stars called? What do you call your constellations? The horoscope. The stars or souls looking down or watching us as a show. We're like heaven's movie. Everybody had a show. So basically what you're saying is she's speaking about everybody's life, everybody having a show or being a show. And because the horoscope, Horus is the stars. Scope means to watch. So the stars are watching us or watching each one of us as a show. And that's okay. That's how I go. And then one of the girls said, "Do you think that anybody out there still sending shows?" And then Zoe was like, "Who knows? The plains of silence." That's why she's the knowing one, because she's the one breaking everything down, and she's the black girl. She's the, you gotta pay close attention. By her, she's like I told you, she's toast the knowing. Knowing is the one. Even when you go look at the movie with Nicolas Cage, knowing they spell it instead of an I, they put a one in it. Knowing, she's toast the knowing because out of all the girls, she's the black one, i.e. the original woman, the original prototype of woman or feminine, or the feminine half of humanity or whatever. Now, I'm gonna take you niggas there. Think I'm just bullshitting with this mic shit, huh? I'm gonna take you niggas there with this one. Shout out to John Amos. That boy came through too. I had on a music tip. That I'll talk about that. Well, I'll go ahead and bring it. I was in here because he had made the transition and he had came through, and I made contact with him, and then like a day or two after that I was making this beat. When I started making the beat, I wouldn't even think about John Amos. He was the first thing in my mind, but the beat had a piano in it, right? So I'm making the beat, but really I don't even got no drum to it. It was just like I was fucking with the piano and another instrument or whatever. And then when I finished putting them two together, I started listening. I said, hold up, this shit kind of remind me of Good Times. The Good Times got the piano, you know what I'm saying? And then I snapped. I said, oh shit. And they were like, yup, that's me. I said, ain't that some shit? But that's one thing. Now, watch this shit here, man. Now, Morton's your wife is talking to one of the old women. They having a conversation. The old lady said, you having a baby? And old girl say, she said, yeah, a Warlord Jr. It's gonna be so ugly. I dig this shit. Go look at Good Times. I think episode 4, season 4. when they pressure Mike into joining the Warlords, the Junior Warlords. She said a Warlord Junior. Now mind you, the girl just said back in the old world everybody had a show, right? Now, just about 2 or 3 minutes later, the other chick talked to the old lady. She say, you gonna have she say, you having a baby? She say, yeah, a Warlord Junior. When you go look at that episode of Good Times, that nigga Michael, his jacket gonna say Michael Jackson. Okay, his name Michael jacket. Michael Archangel Michael is a. See, let me show y'all this. Archangel Michael is a warrior. He's a. Hold up, this shit is off the fucking. Shit's naive. Where this shit at, man? Hold up, trick. Motherfucker, giving niggas ass today. Fucking working. Where is it? Where was it? Tell me I lost that part. Fuck, I get here anyway. All right. Horus is 459. Horus appears in the various characters of Hartima, the revealer of justice. Har-Makaru, the word made truth. Har, the red god who orders the block of execution. These are phases of Har-Maku, the god of both horizons, all of which are reproduced in Revelations. Michael, the warrior angel who overthrows the dragon and his angels, is the Hebrew form of Har-Maku, who is Alam Huha in the version of it in the person of his own son. This is Hartima, who makes justice visible. In the code of Osiris, he is the avenger of the wrongs inflicted on his father by the Apep dragon, and his dark host of Cebu are fiends by the evil soot, and also criminals who account of their own deeds are self-condemned to die the second death up on the highway of the damned. I see you got two. So you got the Cebu, and let me break it down too, for you niggas. When you see this, you won't get it twisted. You got the Cebu, two names of soot followers, the Cebu and the Sam-I. Now see, the Sam-I is, you got the Sam I was talking about earlier with me, the Sambo, which represents the oneness. But when they say Sam-I, they're talking about the middle. This is the same or Sam, and then the I, the lowercase I. It looks like, what is it right here? That's showing you the difference. See, the lowercase I. And the reason they spell it like that is because it's this alright, this will be the stem of the I. And then what I tell you, when all this go up here, and it's right here, all you have is the stem and a dot up here, and all this is left frozen and barren or whatever. That's the difference right there. That's the difference. That's why they when you see that one, it's different. That's the difference between that one and Har Sam Tawi or Sambo or Sam Hootit. You know what I'm saying? But so I just in case when you come across that or you ever read across that, you be like, well, damn, this nigga said Sam is horror, but then this one here is the that's why they put the lower. That's why you got Sam. That's why they put the lowercase I on it. It represents that part or whatever. So So yeah, but Michael's jacket has they don't say Warlord Junior though. She say Warlord Junior, but Michael was a part of the Junior Warlord, so it says Junior Warlord on the back or whatever. And this shit crazy because when one of the warlords gonna say in the Good Time episode, I think Michael was like, man, I got dreams or something like that. He trying to get out. He was trying to get out the gang or whatever. And then the other niggas was like, we got dreams. One of the niggas, he's like, such and such, you got dreams? He's like, man, yeah, I got dreams. My dreams, so I dream in Technicolor. My dreams are Technicolor and big screen or something like that. But the Technicolor, when he say, you gonna hear him say, I dream in Technicolor or some shit like that. He's referring to the Technicolor dream code or the Technicolor, the colors of the chakra. When you hear about Jacob, I think it's Jacob. No, is it the Jacob Technicolor dream? I think it's Joseph. Or I think it's Joseph's Technicolor dream code or something like that. But the Technicolor it's talking about the colors of the chakra, chakras or whatever. So yeah, man. And they dealing with the land of the many mothers. And then another version of the Hallmark who will be or the Hard Team will be Amsu, which is the whip bearer or whatever. Which when I was telling y'all about in the series Star Power, when you go watch Beat It, you're gonna see Mike doing it. Little when he do that right there, that represent he doing the Amsu dance because it's representing him holding the whip. But if you take the word and scramble it up and put the S in front of the A, you have Samu, which is Sa-Mu. Sa, protection, Mu, mother. Sa-Mu, the many mothers, Amsu, the whip, the land of many mothers. But in that episode, Mike goes to get his and the nigga Mike look just like my goddamn cousin. My cousin Mike that just passed last summer, Mike Monday. So shout out to that boy, man. But he look just like, I ain't realized that shit until I was looking at that episode. I was like, man, nigga look just like Mike motherfucking ass. But and then Mike Miss Evans gotta go and get. She goes. I think she went to talk to the warlords and try to get him out, and he had to come save her. But yeah, I think he was in there with him, and she had to come get him. And one of them was holding him, and they got trying to. When he saw him fucking with his mama, he broke up out of it and got on one of them boys' ass, started beating the nigga ass and shit. And they let him out the gang and shit. But I was just noting that because she was talking about the shows, satellite bouncing shows. And then when I watched when she said Warlord Junior, when I watched I remember I hadn't seen it. Matter of fact, I probably seen that episode like right around the time, either a little bit before, a little bit after I first seen Mad Max. But I didn't remember the scene about her saying the Warlord Junior shit. I up until the first time I watched it to start doing this shit right here, I didn't even remember most of the movie. It was just certain parts. But man, what the fuck I was gonna say? Yeah, when I was watching the movie, I got to the part where she said the Warlord Junior shit. Cause what always stuck out to me about that episode, like I said, I watched it about a month or two ago. But like I said, before that, I ain't seen it since like 2015, 2016. But that episode always stuck out to me because when a nigga said the shit about the Technicolor dream shit, or I dream in Technicolor or whatever. Uh, uh, and the Archangel Michael thing, and him being Michael Warrior, Archangel Warrior God Michael, or Warrior Angel Michael. So when she said that, when I watched the movie for the first time again to do this, when she said this, I said, hold up, it shot me back to good times or whatever. So man, shout out to John Amos, man. Uh, uh, Even Osmosis, the Amos, Amos. Is the divine word. Os, Osiris. He was the father. We all know him as a notable TV dad or father figure. He represented that strong, gave us that strong fatherhood imagery. Amos, am, morning, os, am, that's the word, the first word of the vibration or creation or whatever. Os, ooze, Osiris, the Al Uza. So peace to my man, John Amos, man. Yeah. So I found that quite interesting. So the old lady had a rifle, and she was like, the pregnant lady. Well, she said, Warlord Junior, whatever. She said it's gonna be so ugly because she had it by Immortan Joe. Because it was a baby by Immortan Joe, and he was ugly, and it was gonna be, he's of an ugly demeanor or whatever. So the old lady was like, well, it could be a girl. So the chick was like, she just shook her head or whatever, or did whatever she did. She didn't really respond. So the old lady had the rifle. Now mind you, let's go back to the whole PC thing, or the Volvolini or whatever. She asked the old lady, "You kill anybody with that?" The old lady was like, "Everybody ever met out here." And then the young chick was like, "I thought you girls was above that." So she looked at him and was like, "Okay, let me show this young whippersnapper what the fuck going on around here." She's the apothecary, the seed layer. She pulled out a bag. She's the medicine lady. She pulled out a bag with seeds in it. She started pulling out seeds. Now this shit now, given the condition that they living in, this shit is like gold up. So the young girl is like, wow. She was like, seeds, heirlooms. Then she started telling her, she was like, there was no need to kill anybody back in our day if everybody had their own patch of land. Yeah, she was like, everybody had their own patch of land. So what she was trying to tell her, was, back when everybody had their own shit, it wasn't no motherfuckers. They had to kill everybody. She got to kill everybody that come out there because these motherfuckers be coming to take the little that they do have. You know what I'm saying? Back to what I was telling you about the caves and all that shit. This shit got reduced to such a savage state and such a lack of resources to where you can almost bet your bottom dollar if you got some shit going on over here and some foreigners come out of nowhere, just like in Africa. Foreign motherfuckers start coming, what happened? They start pillaging and plundering the land. So what she trying to tell her is, like I said, she one of the, all too extra PC, and so what she was trying to tell her was, once upon a time, just like us, once upon a time y'all can't probably fathom it today, but once it's like what John Henry Clark was saying. He was like, we back in our time when we was running the world, we didn't have orphans, we didn't have jails because we didn't need them. So same thing she's trying to tell her right now. Like we come from a time where uh, people didn't have to fight over resources and shit. Everybody had their own shit, so it wasn't nobody worrying about nobody else stealing nobody's shit or whatever. So now, hey, she trying to tell like I'm not just killing motherfuckers because, but she was like, you killing them with that man. She was like, everybody else I ever met out here, one shot straight through the medulla. They keep making that medulla oblongata reference. One shot rifle, one shot straight through the medulla or this. She telling her that not. It's not about. She's telling that's a metaphor for the movie concerned. It's explaining the process that the sun, which they all represent about to go through, which is from the shoot out of here. Shoot Horus, the shoot, the natural branch. He's the Christ of the shoot. She's gonna shoot the sun down here, and then this is gonna raise up and pass the sun through the medulla oblongata, or the back. If this is the skull or head, this is the back of the neck, or the medulla oblongata, or whatever. So that's what she was referring to when she said that. Just like I was telling you about when he was saying one shot for Furioso or whatever. So after that, now after that you will see Max and Furioso talking. They're gonna be I think Max telling we ain't gonna never have a chance to get across the salt because you're gonna see them, but they back to the screen and they're gonna be looking forward, and all you're gonna see is like a white salt in front of them. Really, what they're showing you is they right here looking this way, but they looking. All you gonna see is the whiteness of the moon because they all up here and the moon is frozen over the top, and plus. Like you ever heard of a salt lick? They got a salt lick is a block of salt that cows eat or lick on. So remember, this the cow salt lick. If the water that was evaporating out of the melon, of course, it has salt in it, so it's salt in the moon. But they right here, and so when you see them looking at all that whiteness, that's they reference. That symbolizes the flanks of the moon. They're staring over the moon. Fury also told Max we're gonna have to lead a rig and take motorcycles. She said one of them is yours, or fully equipped. And then she said you're welcome to come with us if you want to. And Max was like, I'll make my own way. But he ended up going with him anyway because it's only one way, which is the middle. You know what I'm saying? The motorcycles, when they was going up with the train, that was the rig. But now when they go up, when they shoot back out, it's just gonna be one big ball of fire, the sun. But the reason they use the motorcycle is because the motorcycle, two wheels. This a wheel and that's a wheel. And they're gonna shoot from this one to that one. That's the motorcycle or whatever. So that's why they switch from when they're going back down, because them going back down with the mini mothers, when they go back down with the mini mothers, that's gonna represent that one great ball of fire shooting back down here and open. That's the opening. Same way Max had to take the file and put it in the darkness to pop the lock and open the mouth. They gotta come out of the darkness up here, great ball of fire, and open this mouth up. So this here gonna raise up or whatever. So he said, I'll make my own way. And then he tell her hope is a mistake. If you can't fix what's broken, you'll go insane. And basically what he means about you can't fix what's broken. Now they on the he's put her in the position of ISIS, because ISIS has to take the broken pieces of Osiris, or the separated pieces of Osiris, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and make a one again. How does she do that? Well, how they do that? When the sun go down here, boom. When all these rays up and blow off the top, that one ray of light shooting through here, it's gonna shoot through all 7 of the chakras right here as one, and that's gonna make them all one. And the commonality that makes them all one, or the common bond, will be that light ray shooting through them. And so I make my own way. Then after that, daytime rolls around. And you know what? I think I'll start that one in the morning. Tomorrow. So y'all niggas hang tight. I'll get back with y'all in the morning. Hope y'all enjoying this movie madness. Let a nigga put it down, because this shit is awesome. Peace.